Welcome to the channel. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Today's video features the follow-up review on the Cronos L6040M. It's in the silver frost style, featuring the Miyota 9015 automatic movement. Now, to be clear, they have two movement options. There is one available with the PT5000 for about £210 on AliExpress, but the cheapest is on Watch Dives for around the £165 mark. Now, they have this one with the Miyota 9015. It's £260 out of the sales and around the £200 within the sale period. On top of that, you've got two dial colors, a grey and a silver, with three different textures. Two are birch, one being a lighter version with a less pronounced birch design, and then you have the frost. Now, I found this watch quite different from the usual AliExpress watches, even amongst the superior brands and models. And I think the best way to describe it is that it has a very OEM feel, and it's got this incredible feel in hand. Now, I think it's a combination of the weight, the finishing, as well as the specifications, because it is quite highly spec'd. While I had this watch on wrist, I found myself making direct comparisons to the Citizen MB1040. And if you know about that watch, it's one of the best and premium feeling watches Citizen has made. Now, I think that's a very high compliment for this Cronos. The in-hand feel stands out definitely. The case design is sporty and modern, and yes, it has drawn inspiration from the GS sports models, but execution has been impeccable. The watch is predominantly satin brushed, with polished highlights and bevels around that perfectly proportioned bezel and along the sides of the elegant and sporty case. The watch takes a lot of boxes when it comes to the perfect case finishing, because it does feature bevels under the case as well. Now, this is such an underrated feature on the watch cases because it just gives you superior comfort. Now, the case shape has quite a graceful flow with attention to detail, like the polished bevels on the inside of the lugs, and then immaculate precision with fit and finish. Take note on the end links with that perfectly even gap and that tight fit. Now, the case back features the exhibition window, which shows the Miyota 9015, which I would say is a superior movement to the PT5000. It performs much better in terms of overall reliability. Notice the printed numbers on the back of those end links, and you find these stampings on OEM watches. Now, I have been trying my best to pick fault with this, and the only thing I've come up with is the lack of quick release bars on the back of the bracelet in the absence of drill lugs. It's a minor observation, but it's the most I can get because the rest of it is simply brilliant. The watch has great function too. The crown matches the case design really well. It's got a really good size, and it does ensure practical use. Now, I'd say the bracelet is super slick as well. It has the same consistent satin brushing and features curved convex links with the beveling on those top edges. The bracelet is a 5-link design, but it's made to look like a 3-link. Those steel slithers on either side of the center link, that they are individual pieces, and they've been fully brushed. And I did consider what it would look like had those two pieces been polished, because from a design perspective, you'd only add those two slithers to add polished highlights. And if you just wanted a fully brushed look, then there's no need for the extra links. Either way, the fully brushed bracelet gives the watch a more sportier and hard-wearing aesthetic. Now, finally, with that on-the-fly adjustment on the clasp, it adds to the watch's function, but it's also finished to a high standard, including beveled pushers, giving you everyday practicality but also a premium feel. Now, moving on to the dial work. Now, because you have a variety of dial textures, it is a somewhat difficult choice. I personally don't like the birch dials, so my preference was that frost. Now, the frost dial has a shimmering silver pattern, and it gives a nice brightness to the watch, and it allows the micro detailing to show quite well. And it's those hour markers that feature the micro detailing, and these include polished bevels on either side of the markers. Now, the 12 marker has a slightly larger and more tapered bevel. It's mirror finished to perfection, and the indices also feature the coarse vertical brushing on the top surface. The dial has really good high-end sporty dial aesthetics. Now, it's complete with micro detailed hands. The brushing on the hands is softer, satin brush, which does leave a subtle iridescence across the steel. You've got a sharp cut design with precise mirror polished chamfered edges. The hands are also perfectly proportioned, which means the minute hand and that seconds hand stretch all the way to that minute track, but in this case, the chapter ring. I also like that Ranger style seconds hand with that touch of red, emphasizing that sporty look. Now, I think the printed name under the 12 could have done without the hourglass logo. I do think it's a little unnecessary. Either choose one and potentially stick with that. Now, it would greatly improve the dial balance. The lume is also fantastic. As you'd expect, being a Cronos, it's evenly layered with brilliant glow, and it's beyond the requirements of a sports watch. Finally, the fit on wrist. Well, needless to say, with the dimensions, this comes with 39mm by just 11mm of thickness. It's got a very low profile on wrist, and even those male end links don't hinder the wearability, as the lug-to-lug is very compact. Ultimately, it's how the watch weighs on your wrist which gives it that OEM feel and finish. Now, the only thing preventing me from keeping this would be the hourglass above the name on the dial. It really doesn't sit right with me, but as a watch from AliExpress, it's definitely up there with the best of them. And if you want a high quality sports watch with unbeatable specifications, then I suggest you check this out. Now let me know your thoughts below, guys. So that's it from me today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.